We start with a question from Anders Helker. Why aren't there any premium jets in any of the current tech trees? And will we ever see it? Nope, there will never be any rank 5 premium vehicles. And there is a big and important reason for this. We do not want our players to buy their way to the top. You can only get there through skill and dedication.
Great news, ladies and gentlemen. Gaijin has actually decided to fix their shit now, and the game is not that bad anymore. Hooray! On screen you're seeing a roadmap that is scrolling by very quickly. This is going to be the roadmap and the series of updates that they're going to be implementing into the game to make it much better. I'm sure you've already seen this roadmap before, but if you haven't, here it is, and it will be linked in the description below. Thank you very much, Gaijin, genuinely, for actually making the game fun. Thank you, Gaijin. We really appreciate it. Now, everyone, please enjoy the video. War Thunder. You may know the game. It's a game of dreams. A game so phenomenal that 92.8% of the player base has lost their sanity playing this damn game. A game in which just thinking about it makes you want to commit serious acts of mass murder. War Thunder has been around for a long period of time. This game was first published out on Steam on August the 15th of 2013. Nearly 10 years of it being published. As many of you know, this game was originally a plain game, and then around the mid-2014s, some absolute unit at Gaijin Entertainment said, wait a damn minute, let's add some new planes to the game, like the MiG-3 and the B-25, some other planes, and you know what, let's add some tanks to it too. Fucking tanks. They added tanks.
But, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, back up, back up, back up, back up. That's funny. Look at that turret flex.
I think the most obvious thing in War Thunder is that the grind to the top of the tech tree is really painful and full of suffering. Righty, I'm sure you guys heard this before, but let's elaborate a little further into this. I am sure it is no surprise to anyone that a developer and company needs revenue, whether it be for server maintenance, which is absolutely amazing by the way,
Okay.
and most importantly, actual damn good development of vehicles and gameplay. They need to find that way to generate that sweet revenue so the game can keep running. So, the game is free. Okay, how are they gonna make money? Well, let me tell you something, Nigel. We need to make paid vehicles. Vehicles that are special, but not really. And they give bonuses compared to stock boring vehicles that can help research a tech tree. Alright, continuing on, this point's fairly simple. The grind itself is fairly basic. It's like any game, but the thing about it is it takes a lot of energy and a lot of points with those premium accounts and premium vehicles to grind up. It is possible, and many people have done it, and I have done it. I mean, it's not impossible. That's why there's so many people in top tier. However, it is a lot harder than it needs to be. It can be much easier. Now, the good news is Gaijin has now implemented a roadmap that is going to reduce all of that and hopefully make our gameplay experience a lot better. This is thanks to the huge revolution that War Thunder has gotten in review bombing. Now, next thing is BR compression. I think it's pretty safe to say that these last 2 points, or these 2 points, are about the economy. However, I promise further on we're gonna move down to more specific things. Now, the War Thunder BR system is very complex, yet stupidly simple. For example, I can be in my favorite BR of 7.7. I can either get down-tiered into World War II tanks, or I can get up-tiered into Cold War tanks. And I don't mean Cold War as in like 1947 Cold War, I mean Cold War as in like mid-50s, post-Korean War. That just doesn't f***ing make sense. Now, to really get to the gist of it, you have to think about War Thunder's vehicle timeline. You have 1.0, the earliest vehicles, starting around the mid to late 20s. And then you have 12.0, or 11.7 for ground, ending around the mid-2010s. That is a difference of over almost 90 years. That's a 90-year difference. So it is a pretty big, broad difference in military technology. And here's a huge example. I don't mean to keep pressuring 7.7. However, an IS-6, one of my favorite vehicles ever, the IS-6, has really, really good armor and has a really, really good gun package. It's a really nice tank. And at 7.0, 7.3, 6.7, it's phenomenal. However, you step into 7.3, 7.7, it's going to get absolutely harassed because things at 7.7 have dart rounds. They have heat FS. And that is World War II armor we're talking about here. IS-6 is World War II. These fin-stabilized rounds, granted they may have been rarely used in the Second World War, they're mostly in the Cold War. And those heat FS rounds absolutely melt through my very strong stellinium. I just don't get that. Squadron vehicles. Now, this is really a mixed bag. I think of it as an easy add-on vehicle you really don't have to do anything about, and you can have it added to your lineup. Now, this is where it starts to become really tricky. It becomes really nice when you have a squadron vehicle added to your lineup of, let's say, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vehicles or more. But it can also be something that new players get into very easily because it costs less than $50 to buy a squadron vehicle if you don't want to squadron level them up as you're supposed to. And the issue with that starts is if it can become a glorified premium vehicle that players, and new players especially, will bring one into the match, they will die because they are not really familiar with top tier. And then they will leave and then start a new match. The issue with that is people who are actually playing the match, that becomes extremely, extremely bad for the people who are trying to win and play the match normally. Here's a decision in which Gaijin should have added in the first place. Righty, if you go to 9.3 to 10.3, this BR is flooded with the most clueless players, and you can't blame them. They took their card, they spent $60 on a premium tank, and they don't know how to play it. This kind of affiliates with the third point, but there is a little bit more commonality since it literally requires nothing to get a premium vehicle. A squadron vehicle at least requires you to have 360,000 SL to crew it in the first place. At least the top tier one does. All I wish is Gaijin wouldn't allow a single vehicle loadout to go into matches of ground realistic battles because the entire team seriously suffers. Now, for air realistic battles, it is much the same about the cluelessness. However, since you're only allowed one vehicle in there, I don't believe it matters. So this really only applies to ground. However, in air, I think you guys can feel the cluelessness of players, but you cannot blame them for that. They just got their vehicle and they're happy. Ah, ATGMs. I'm playing in my lovely top tier MBT that I worked so hard to get, enjoying the success of life, getting a few kills, and then this Muppet comes in with his A10 that he stole his mom's credit card, and murders me and then crashes into the ground because he has the equivalent of 2 brain cells. And he was thinking about his ex-girlfriend that was actually a man.
FBE in parts, free FBE in parts, like, and do what, guys? I mean, okay, so we make the, you know, free FBE in parts, and then what's the point of playing the game? You already got a vehicle that can do lots of stuff, so what's the point? Why not give everybody a free Abrams tank to, you know, if we're doing that?
Цапнул, цап такой, на тебя, сука, на-ка, говорю ты, блядь, не лезь, скоро полез, араб, горячий, обожжешься, говорю ты, блядь, говорю, блядь.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Can-Can world.